Hi everybody, good evening. My name is Venkat, and today I'm going to speak to you very informally about the education process in New Zealand, specifically about admission and visa. New Zealand is a fabulous country. It's near Australia. It's one of the countries where the population density is low. It's got one of the highest rated educational institutions. Indian students are studying there, and you'll be very comfortable out there. Very friendly set of people. The urban centers are very good. There are about five different cities which form the urban centers in New Zealand, and they are excellent. In fact, it's probably one of the choices which students should consider, those who want to go for their graduation or post graduation studies. Now, New Zealand has three types of institutions. One is the universities, number one, two polytechnics, and the third is private colleges. Essentially, across the cities, this is how it is distributed. You should go to the NZQA website, which is nzqa.government.nz, and you'll get more details about the colleges. What are these five urban centers that I talked to you about? They're Auckland, Hastings, Wellington, Napier, and Invercargill. Relatively, all these are big, good cities. They are clean and they are nice, and you have plenty of universities offering you education in various fields, whether it's engineering or any other field. It intakes in January, April, September, and November. So there are four intakes that are possible for you. So how does the visa process happen? So the first thing you need to do is you have to pay the tuition fees when you get approval in principle. You're allowed to work 20 hours per week. Your fees is between 16,000 to $21,000 per annum, and it is a relatively comfortable work environment that you have there. Post study, you get a 1 year job search visa. So that's something most students would want to know, and it is extremely convenient. Mm, Now, uh, there are a few things that we need to do. We'll just go through the process in terms of how we understand the education system and what they expect from us. So, academically, you must be above 50%. The higher, the better. You must give the English language test. In this case, it is IELTS, and you must be in the 5.5 band. And if you have a gap is the gap between your 12th standard to the time you go to the university to do your undergrad, or the gap between your graduation to the time you go to do your postgrad. You must be able to explain it well. You must be able to explain why you have that gap, um, and how you utilize the time. They're looking for evidence and proof that basically you, if you had the gap, you had a reasonably good reason to have that gap. Once you do that, you must know the course selection that you're doing. The course selection must be in line with the subjects that you have studied. So, for example, if you're choosing some science-based things, you should have done in the previous way, the previous in your 12th, or if you're going for postgraduate in your grad, you must have done something connected to that. If it is commerce or legal or arts, there must be something connecting which is taking you forward. Now, the funds that you require to study in New Zealand is tuition fee plus your living expenses. Now, how do we get these funds? How do you show evidence that you have funds to meet the requirements? Basically, um, you can show those requirements, uh, and you normally the living expenses come to about $15,000 per annum. And how do you show this evidence of these funds? You can show it from parents, you can show it from close family members, or it can be a family friend. These are the three ways that you can show. What are the documents you're required to show now that you have these funds? Savings bank account, fixed deposits, recurring fixed deposits, deposits in post office, and GPF. Now, Provident Fund, suppose you have 1 lakh, then they will only consider 75,000 of it. Now, whoever, whether it's a relative, a friend, or whoever is sponsoring you, they must show these evidences of what I just spoke to you about. Of course, educational loan naturally will be given in your name. Now, one of the things that you need to do, making sure post that you have these funds that are available to you, uh, one funds that are available to you is that you must make sure that these funds that are there are less than are more than 3 months or 6 months, whether it's in fixed deposits or anywhere. If you don't have it for that period of time but you have access to funds, then there is something called FTS, fund transfer scheme. In this FTS, you have to make a deposit of 15,000. You have to open it with the Grindlays Bank, and once you open it with ANZ Grindlays Bank, you must transfer this 15,000 so that there is an evidence that you have this amount of funds, and that uh, can be proved both to the university and to the visa processing. Now let's go through the flow chart of the application process. The first is the offer letter. Once you get the offer letter from the university, you have to, which is an in principle approval, you will have to get the medical done. If you go to the immigration.govt.nz, you will get a list of doctors in India who will do it. You need a police clearance certificate, and you can get that done from your local commissioner's office or from the passport office. If you are in the districts, from the SP or the passport office, my suggestion is get it done from the local police office. Just visit the police station or the commissionerate and they'll give you the details. The reason is it is faster through the police station than through the passport. Now these VCC is valid for up to 1 year. So make sure that it is very recent. Then you have to have your financial documents and your visa application forms. So basically, what you need are your offer letter, your medicals. The doctors for these medicals will be available at the www.immigration.govt.nz site. Get your police clearance certificate done from the local commissionerate or the SP's office. Get your financial documents in order. Financial documents include all those things that I told you, that you have sufficient funds to meet both your living expenses and your tuition fee, which is $16,000 approximately for your tuition fee and about $15,000 for your living expenses. Now, in case your uh, deposits are less than 3 months old, then you need to create an FTS account in ANZ Grindlays Bank and transfer $15,000 there, so that you can show that the funds are available for access by you when you go to New Zealand. Now these funds are yours only and they'll be given as a tap once you reach there. Then of course you have the academic documents, your mark sheets and other things of your various previous degree or 10th and 12th that you have done, and of course the complete visa application forms. Once you have this ready, then what you do is you have to we will help you lodge those documents with the embassy, and after the visa lodgement happens, you will have a telephonic interview by the designated visa officer, and the visa officer will ask you various questions like um, what is the course you applied for, why do you want to go there, how does it connect to what you did previously, why is it that you think it will be useful for you, do you plan to come back to India, do you plan to stay there. We will give you the training, we will give you an in-depth training. We are very experienced about how to conduct these interviews, and we will take you through the whole process. You don't have to worry about it at all. So once this interview is over and they find that you're satisfied, the embassy will give you an approval in principle for the visa. Now what you need to do is you pay the tuition fee to the university, where again we will help you if required, of course with your funds. And if you can't show demonstrate enough funds, you must also do an FTS, fund transfer scheme, where you must open an ANZ Grindlays bank account and deposit that 15,000. Now the fees that you have paid is to the university, so they are happy that the fees has been done and the college is paid for the first year. Now they want to know that you have the money for the living expenses, so pay that, create an FTS account or show that in terms of deposits from the various things that I told you, like fixed deposits, recurring deposits, etc., 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 etc. So once this is done, it can be sent to the embassy, and the embassy will issue a visa. Now, you know the process. How can we help you? Global Connect is a very well-known educational training and overseas placement consultancy. We have worked with thousands of students in order to facilitate their dreams of either enhanced learning or admissions into institutes where they would like to pursue their courses. So we will give you the help required to make this process very easy for you. All our services that we provide to you are absolutely free. Now, let me tell you how we'll make this process for you extremely smooth and easy. Now, the first thing that will happen is that we and you, along with your parents, will sit across the table and we will do a profile of your um attributes as a student and what we think is a score. We have a very specialized software where we score each student. So, we will be taking various details like your marks, your co-curricular activities, the exams that you have given, like for example language test. If you if you have given any other exams because you wanted to go to some other country, we will take in like GRE, TOEFL, or SAT or whatever. We'll take that into account. There are a number of things that we'll be taking into account, and we will then give you create a profile score for you. Now we'll take the profile score and match you to a number of universities that we have. We have agreements with almost all universities in New Zealand. So we will match you to those universities in your field of study, whichever you choose. Once we get that list of studies, we will share with you the colleges where we think you have the best chance to get admission, what the fees are, whether it has aid, it does not have aid, etc., etc., etc. Once you choose the college from that list, or you want to choose another college, we will prepare the admission documents and then we will send it across to the university. We will ensure that all documents are done, and with our vast experience where we have placed thousands of students for so many years, we will make sure that there is no mistake made, because even the smallest mistake can result in not getting admission. So we will make sure we tie all those and make sure we get the admission documents docket ready. Once your admission is through and they give you an approval in principle, then we will get your visa documents ready. Visa documents are of course your financial documents, medicals, and other things that need to be done. And then we will make sure that the docket is dispatched on your behalf to the New Zealand embassy. You're going to receive a telephone call from the visa officer. We will work with you very closely in order to prepare you for the telephone interview. We have experienced people, we know what questions they ask, so we will prepare you for that interview. Once that is done and you get your visa and your passport will come back to you in 2 days, then we will help you if you require. We will help you. It's all part of the service and it's free. We'll get your air ticket. We will get your forex, and we'll help you in getting your health insurance and help you with all your pre-departure details and make sure that you're comfortable and you don't miss anything when you reach New. Now, during these times, all these can be done online. You don't have to walk in. You can just log in. You can talk to us on the phone. You can send your documents as attachments by email. We will discuss with you either on Skype or WhatsApp calls or on Zoom. And it's as good as face-to-face interaction. But if you want to meet us, you are most welcome to come to our office. We'll be happy to host you and also process the same thing. But the easiest option is we are available on WhatsApp video on calls, emails are there to get your documentation. We will be discussing to and fro about how this whole process works, and it will be a complete online process while you are sitting at your home. And it can be a beautiful offline experience of meeting us in case you're willing to miles.com and you give in your details and we will call you back. Or you can start your profiling directly. Once we get your profile, which will also have your contact details, we will discuss with you what's the profile score you have got, and we will discuss with you if you want to proceed. We'll match you with all the colleges that for your profile score you're eligible for. So come to us and we will be your counselors in making sure you get the best value for your money, best value for your grades, and the right university where you can proudly say you've done your master's or your bachelor's in. Thank you and have a nice day, and wishing you a bright academic future.